Hey y'all. You know, the reason why Narc Boy was able to manipulate the hell out of his wife, there could be some serious things in her childhood. One of her parents could have easily been, or both of her parents could easily be narcissists. So, unfortunately, when you're a kid, and I'm guessing, because I've been down this road before, when your parents are narcissists or you come up with, you grow up in a twisted childhood, you become a people pleaser without realizing it. You're always, as a child, you're always trying to win your parents over, and you're always trying to get them to love you and to get one spark of sunshine, of happiness, and love and acceptance. But you're a gerbil on a wheel, and you're running and running and running and running, but it's never going to happen if they're twisted. So you end up falling into this pit where you're drawn to people and they're drawn to you because they know you have empathy, something that they don't have. Narcissists are not really too far from being psychopaths in the sense of they have no feelings about anything. Now, if it happens to them, oh, that's a catastrophic event. If it happened to you, well, it really sucks to be you. What am I having for lunch? Okay. Their brain is broken. And I've said that time and time and time again. Their brain is broken. And one thing that they get off on, okay, and this is all for preventive measures, please, for the love of God, you don't ever want to be in a situation where your spouse not only hates your guts, your partner hates your guts, your spouse hates your guts, and now you are their prisoner because they have to be in control. That is one of their biggest weaknesses. They have to be in control. And being married to someone who is possibly a people pleaser, someone who is codependent, someone who is easily molded into whatever makes you happy, I'll do it. That is prime real estate for a narcissist, okay? They will know when they're dating you that you are malleable, that you are molded. I can easily make you, persuade you to do things that you really don't want to do. So there's a possibility they'll marry you because, one, I've got someone to control. My daily fix of control, I will have that because you're going to be at the house every day. Because you are so malleable and easy to shape into what I want you to be, I'm going to have fun with that. And I'm going to twist your brain as often as I see fit. And if you resist me, I'm going to act like a victim and a baby. And you married me, but you don't really love me. If you love me, that's another thing narcissists will do. If you love me, you would do this. You would try it. Don't be so selfish. It's not always about you, etc., etc. Meanwhile, they are disrespecting your boundaries if you have boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, or your boundaries are flexible, the narc knows that they have total control over you. And even though his ex eliminated herself, that will never, ever, ever give him a wake-up call. He will never take ownership of that, even though he is the reason she's gone. And he will continue the same behavior that drove his wife to end herself. He will still do the same behavior to everyone he messes with after her. He will never learn. Narcs don't learn their lesson. That's another big problem that they have. They never, ever get a wake-up call, and they never, ever, ever learn their lesson. Never. You cannot be so bendable to a narc because they know that you are open season. He persuaded her to do threesomes. He persuaded her to do a threesome with him and his ex-boyfriend because he's bi. A lot of narcs are bisexual. Not all, but many of them are. Why? Because it feels good. So it doesn't matter the gender as long as they're getting their, their whatever, their jollies. They don't really care. And they're going to push every partner into the same bullshit that he tried with his ex because he tried the shit with me. Pushing me to be naked at some stupid festival that he wanted to go to is so-called romance. The reason why that bitch kept pushing for romance is because he cannot connect you emotionally. So I have to put up a show. I have to put up metallic streamers and mood lighting and glitter and glitz, which is what romance is, because I can't connect to you. I'm incapable of connecting to you. So I have to put up a show and have wine and lighting. And I have to basically go on stage and make a show, make a performance because I'm dead inside. I have to have some kind of trickery up my sleeve to make you connect to me. I can't connect to you, but you need to connect to me. And I'll never be faithful to you, but you need to be faithful to me. This is a narc mentality. But there was some kind of stupid ass festival that was a naked ass festival, and he wanted me to be a part of that. Why do I need to be a part of that? Do you see what I mean? I am going to make you do what I like, and I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until either you give because you're people pleasing or you give because you're tired of me aggravating you about it. So, to shut my narcissistic mouth, you give in. You don't want to do that. I want you, and God knows, I've said this so many times, you don't ever want to get to the point of marriage with a demon like that. Never, ever, ever do you want that. Never. You have to recognize signs in the dating phase and in the beginning. You got to notice these signs in the beginning. You will notice that your body doesn't feel right around them. You will notice that you have headaches around them. You will notice you have stomach aches around them. You will notice that something feels off when you are around them. You will never feel at home around them. You will never feel peace around them because you are around someone who is bad for you. Sarah was his prisoner, basically POW. She's a prisoner of war. He created the war and she was the prisoner. And if you should eliminate yourself for someone like that because of what they did, that person doesn't give a shit. They don't. Shoulder shrug. They just lost their mind. And that's it. They don't care. So if you think you're going to do something like that or threaten to do something like that to make them have emotions, you are barking up the wrong tree. You're wasting your time. You'll end up in a psych facility on a involuntary hold for 42 hours, 48 hours, or 72 hours, whatever the time frame is, depending on the state you're in. I mean, and they're not going to give a shit. So the best revenge that you could get, instead of getting to the point where you bottom all the way out, you get away from them before you say I do, because my God, when you said I do, you don't know what you just did. If you married the wrong person. There were red flags when they were dating. I saw the red flags, and I was only with the sumbitch for a few months, and I saw red flags. He was trying to make me prance around butt-ass naked. You know why he enjoys that? I'll tell you what he said, which was a lie, because narcissists, if you ever want to know if they're lying, their mouth is moving. There's your clue. Okay. I said, why do you like being naked all the time? For, in these campsites. Why do you do that? Oh, I love the freedom. Okay. Do you want the truth? Okay, let me give you the truth. The truth is he's bisexual, so he needs to advertise his wang to everybody in the campsite. That's the real reason. It doesn't have anything to do with he likes the freedom. He's a lying son of a bitch. He has to advertise his pecker to men and women both. That's the real reason. And when you push somebody to do that, to be naked, and they already told you they're not into it, and you keep pushing, they're flipping the bird to your choices and your boundaries. And narcs are notorious for flipping the bird to your choices. I know you keep saying no, and I know you keep telling me that you're not into it. But anyway, we need to try it. There's this romance festival coming up, and I really want us to go. We're going to be butt-ass naked. No, you're going to be butt-ass naked. Okay? It just floors me how icy cold they truly, truly are, and how uncaring they truly, truly are. Anytime you give your parents, without telling them, I might add, you give your parents a deadline of when they should be dead by because you can't wait to get access to their money, there are no words, absolutely no words in the English language that will describe someone like that. I think even a psychopath would look at them and go, damn, I thought I was bad. Absolutely horrifying behavior. He said, and I quote about his parents, the ones he keeps begging for their money. No shame about begging. No shame. Oh, they should be dead within 5 years because they've got medical problems. Oh, yeah. He said those words out of his ignorant mouth. In other words, I'm hoping they go before that because my hands are sweating. That's how excited I am to get my hands on all their assets and their money. The greed has no limit. The greed has no limit. My friend's brother, when their mother died, and she was at the hospital, he went to the hospital. He hurried up. His brother is extremely greedy. He's also a narcissist. He was clutching his mom's purse like it was a life preserver in the ocean. And the only thing keeping him alive, he had a death grip on her purse. A death grip. I don't know what was so much of value in her purse, but my God, she's in the room, no longer alive, and he don't give a freaking damn because he's holding on to her purse with a death grip. And I do believe this is my friend's brother, I also believe that he convinced his mom that if anything should happen to her, he will make sure that his brother, they split everything. And that's the biggest lie ever told. He must have convinced the holy hell out of her. You don't know your son like the back of your hand? You don't know that your son is a narcissist? You don't know that your son's a pathological liar and you trusted him with your personal stuff, your bank information, and all this other? Girl, come on now. Come on now. And when it comes to greed, they will be the most convincing. Oh, of course I'll make sure my brother gets split everything. He deserves it. He's my brother. Oh, they know how to... Wow, they know how to lay it on thick. I mean, thick. He was embarrassing himself at the hospital, clutching her purse in front of the entire family. He also, the brother, wanted to cremate his mother because it was going to be cheaper. And he didn't give a shit about other family members that were coming in from out of town that wanted to see her before it was too late. He didn't care. And my friend convinced him, don't rush and do, you know, cremation, because family want to see her. They want to see her for the final time. He had to convince him because he really didn't give a shit who wanted to. This is how cold these individuals are. He didn't shed a tear when his mom died. He didn't give a shit. You got to understand that when you're dealing with narcissists and sociopaths who are also narcissists and psychopaths who are also narcissistic, death means nothing to them. Somebody dying means absolutely nothing to them. So what? I'm going to tell you what a murderer said, and he's a psychopath. And I told you guys about this before. The detective could not understand why you have no emotions about the people you killed. What is going on with you? Why do you not feel anything? He said, they're dead. I'm alive. Like, duh. That is the way narcissists also feel. That person's dead. I'm still raising hell. I'm still destroying people. I'm still lying, cheating, manipulating. Nothing stopped my program over here. So, hey, that person over there died. That sucks. But, hey, I still got my thing going on. So I'm not really tripping off of that. And you don't want to let go of this person? If you locked in, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Because they have no respect for someone dying, they could take your life and think nothing of it. Yes, we've been married for 25 years. It's been 25 years too long. Yes, we got 3 kids, 4 kids, whatever the case is. So what? I still hate you. And my secretary is looking better and better and better every day. And she looks real good bent over my desk. So I got to find a way to get rid of you because you're a ball and chain. You are a ball and chain around my neck. So I just want you out of my life. And they will eliminate their partner of 20-something years and not bat an eye. Don't abandon yourself and break your own boundaries and sell your soul to the devil just because you're trying to keep somebody who wouldn't care if you died today. They may not go to your funeral. And for those of you, because I got you. I know what y'all are thinking. Some of y'all are thinking, well, you're wrong, Tranquility, because I know of somebody who's a narcissist and they went to their loved one's funeral and they cried and cried and cried. Okay, I got you on that one. You want to know why? Because it makes them the center of attention. They're not upset that the person died. They're going to milk that person's death so that everybody flocks to them and feels sorry for them. And those people are convinced that those tears are real. Oh, David, he's going through a terrible thing. His mom just died. And what you don't understand is if David is a narcissist, David is crying for attention. He's going to milk his mom's death or whoever that died. He's going to milk that death for all it's worth to get all the compassion and empathy and concern from everybody. And convince everybody that he's just crushed and devastated. When in reality, he doesn't give a shit. And behind closed doors, he's laughing at every single one of y'all that feel sorry for him because he's using this as an opportunity to shed some tears so that everybody can rush to him and hug him and give him casseroles, bring casseroles to the house and cards and everything else. I'm so sorry for the loss of your mom. That's got to be terrible. It is. You know, and then when everybody walks away, they're like suckers. They're colder than ice. Don't let that dramatic crying fool you, because let me tell you something right here, right now. I didn't know that my grandma wanted to be cremated, and I thought that if we all end up going to her funeral, I know that the sperm donor, so-called father, had no respect for her at all. He wanted to bring his side piece. Now, grandma knows he's married, even though she don't like his wife. She still knows you're married. He wanted to bring his side piece to Martha's Vineyard to introduce, and grandma wasn't down with that. So he decided to rebel and not see her for years, knowing that her health was declining and knowing that she's eventually going to die. He didn't give a shit. You don't want to meet my side piece, my little piece of ass on the side? Well, then I got nothing to say to your ass. You on punishment. And stopped speaking to her for years. We found that out from my uncle. These people are something else. And so I thought to myself, I told my friend at the time, I said, if we end up going to her funeral, knowing how he disrespected my grandma, his mom, my grandma, if he does this dramatic crying and acting like he's going to pass out and I can't take it, I'm going to end up jumping in his ass right there at the funeral. I am probably going to make a scene. I had images of me glancing at my grandma in the casket. This didn't happen, but in my mind, it did. I would look at my grandma in the casket and say, Grandma, I'm sorry. And I would turn back to him and light his world and say, don't sit here and act like you give a shit, because you don't. You abused her and you neglected her and you treated her like shit because she didn't want to meet your little side whore. And they'd be like, oh my God. Everybody'd be, clutching their pearls because I would go off on him at the funeral. Thank God none of that happened, because I could easily see him getting overly dramatic about her dying to milk for attention. He is one of those. He would definitely do that. And I would tell him off. So thankfully that didn't happen. Thankfully that did not happen. And she didn't want no fanfare. She didn't want a service. She didn't want anything. She just wanted to be cremated, and that's it. End of story. So he did not end up with an ass chewing at my grandma's funeral, so he better thank his lucky stars. I'm not going to sit here and allow you to act simple for attention. No. That just was not going to happen in front of me. So thankfully everything went a different route, and that's good. So Sarah, God rest your soul, baby. But y'all don't want to be a Sarah. Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want to be someone's prisoner. Prisoner of war. And from the start of them planning to marry you, they planned to destroy you at the same time, but you just didn't know it. You don't want to turn into that. And if you are married to somebody like that, narky, you're married to someone like narky, please divorce them. Please get the hell away from them as soon as you can. Please. You want your freedom. You want to be released from incarceration. You want out of there. You don't want to be in prison for the rest of your life. And if you're married to a demon, you're in prison, baby. I love you.